Hello, happy summer. At least for me. I got a good couple months off before we start school again. I wanted to make this video for you because some things happened to us, and if I can help somebody else out with my experience, then that would be awesome. Teacher in me is like, I gotta do something. I gotta help others. That's in my forte. So, I don't know, 1 or 2 camping times ago, I think it was when we were camping for Easter weekend, I noticed above the rear axle some frame damage, cracking on the I-beam on the trailer. And so I was a little concerned. I was like, I got to get this taken care of. I don't want to be driving down the road and all of a sudden it break and I'm done. Like, dragging the back end because we're missing some wheels. So I'm like, I gotta do something about it. So in my researching, I'm like, how did this happen? Is this that frame flex thing? I'm like, no, it's not the frame flex thing. That's something totally different. So come to find out, because of how we store it and how I back into where we store, it puts pressure or I don't know what the right word is, but basically the front axle, one axle pushes and one pulls when I back up if you make too sharp of a turn when backing up. So if you're backing your trailer up anywhere, be very mindful of that. Don't go too sharp because you can cause the stress. That's the word I was looking for. The stress on your frame that can cause this cracking. So because we are kind of parallel, I would always try to back up pretty sharp. I pull way forward where we have to go. Like if this is my parking spot, I pull way forward and then I back up the best I can. So I got to figure that out, a new situation, how to take care of that. But so I called the place I normally take the RV and take it into them. I send them some pictures. They give me a rough idea how much it's going to cost. I'm like, okay. And then they're only going by pictures. I get it. And I know it took a good couple weeks before they can pull it back and look at it and get a good idea. Because, you know, they get busy. There's a lot going on. There's some nasty storms that came through. So I'm sure a lot of people were there because their RVs had hail damage. I don't hold that against them. In fact, I like this place. I've taken it there 3 or 4 times to have some things done. But I'm not going to name the company just because of this situation. So took it there, and then they called or text. No, he texted me because they can do that. So sent me a text saying, hey, I got news for you. The bolts are shot, bushings shot, and the shackles shot. All of it needs replaced. All of it. I'm like, okay. And he said it's going to cost $3,900. I nearly dropped my phone after I read that. And I had students in the gym. And I'm trying not to cry, y'all. I was trying so hard. It destroyed me at that moment. Because I don't have that kind of money. We don't have that kind of money. Being teachers, if you're a teacher too, you know we don't get paid much. And I didn't know what to do. I was lost for a good couple days, depressed over this whole situation and not knowing I would be able to fix this. So, you know, we asked them, like, what would it be if we sold it to you? Would you purchase it? How much would you give to us? And we thought, okay, we can pay off what we owe still, and then, you know, either look at getting a new one or hold off on getting a new one, which was a bummer because, like, this is how we recharge ourselves. Like, Amber and I, like, we go camp. Like, it gets us out, it gets us away from things, helps us de-stress, decompress, whatever you want to call it. And it's like, you come back and like, all right, I can do this for another month before we go again. Like, you know, so I talked to my father-in-law about some things. And I called a guy that previously worked previously on our other RV that we used to have. We used to have a small one to get us started on camping life. And so I called him. I don't use him because he's mobile and I know they charge a little bit more when they're mobile. And he couldn't do the work because he didn't have a place to do it. But he did recommend a shop. And this was an actual trailer place. So this is my advice. First of all, don't always settle on what you're first told. So look in, if you have anything doing with frame damage, your axles, anything like that, bearings. Also look into some of these trailer places, because some of them may work on travel trailers, fifth wheels, Class A's, Class C's, B's, whatever it may be. They may work on RVs. And so when I called them and I kind of explained to them, they're like, oh yeah, we work on RVs, we do it all the time. And of course, I'm scrolling through, looking at reviews, and I'm not seeing anything about trailers. Now, I did see something about axle repairs, but I'm like, I don't know about framing. Like, nervous, right? So I called and I explained what needed to be done, and they gave me a price quote, and I'm like, dang, that's in my budget. Yeah, if it's truly that's it. Because in my head, I'm thinking it's going to be more. I'm going to get it there, and there's going to need more detail. Because they're only going based off what I say, which is understandable. You know, you can only do so much with what you got. So I picked it up Saturday. They took a look at it, talked to them. Basically, everything I was told had to be done. And I was like, okay. So while they were doing that, I hadn't put on greasable wet bolts. I could not do heavy-duty shackles because they said if they did, they don't have the right size bolts, the wet bolts, the greasable ones to use with it. They don't match up. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I did regular shackles and the wet bolts because I'd rather be able to grease those and keep the bushings and all that good to go for a while. And they repaired the crack, and then they put, I think it's called like a gusset type thing. Basically, it's a piece of metal that they put on the I-beam. You know, it goes like this. So they went down the side on the beam, and then they curved the bottom part of it. And then they welded it on too. So it looks really sharp. You'll see. I'll show you the best I can get underneath there to show you what it looks like. But I was very impressed with the work. And then the final price was less than $1,500. So you go from $39 to $15. So I saved a lot of money by doing this. So that's my advice. Like, first of all, don't settle with the first person tells you something. But secondly, look into call. Now I can't guarantee. I no guarantees that we'll do it. But call. Some advice my father-in-law gave me was when you call, check and ask if they use certified welders, because if they do, then you know they are really good at what they do, because you have to go through testing and all that kind of stuff in order to be certified. So this place that does use certified welders, and so I'm like, yes. And then as a courtesy, they also looked at everything else. Not everybody will do that, but they looked and they said everything else is good, axle's good, bearings, everything looked great. So, you know, I'm happy, I'm excited. I wanted to share my experience with you. I am no longer sad and depressed. Can you tell? We're gonna go camping today. So, you know, call some places if you're having this issue. See what they do. See if they can. See if they will. The other thing that I take away from this whole situation is when I go to either purchase a new one. No, not if. When we purchase a new one, I will be looking at that. Like, I know a lot of RV companies now put on the rotor armor and the wet bolts are ready and the shackles. Like, they put all that on now. A lot of them do. But my curiosity is that rear axle. Is that area reinforced? That's what I'm going to start looking at. And if it's not, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my trailer into a place that will reinforce that right away. Because of that backing up, I would not want that to happen again at all. So whether you take away from this video that you're getting a new RV and you're like, oh, I never thought of that. This is something I never thought about. And so I'm definitely going to be looking at that and everything like that. So I hope in some way, shape, or form this video has helped you out. If it has, please give me a like. Send me a comment if you've had a similar situation and what you did. I love hearing from you. I love interacting with people. So take a look at it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and hit that little bell, ring the bell, whatever you want to call it, so you can get some notifications. We got a lot of camping videos coming up this summer that we're going to do. I think we're repeating at state parks, but you know what? Every time you go, it's something new. I hope you have a great summer, and we will see you at the next campsite. Alrighty, so here is the work. Oops, sorry. There, that's a great angle right there. So you see how they went down on that beam?
if I can get my hand in here, right here. So it went down and out and around it, welded it all up nice. The crack was right here above the hanger. So everything's good. There's my greasable bolts. I've got multiple, every location. I have to grease those up. They said every 6 months or so. I'm like, sweet, thanks for the help. So definitely, like I had mentioned, look into other places.